A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew, chapter 6, verses 24 to 34. The passage is taken from the Message version of the Bible. You can't worship two gods at once. Loving one God, you will end up hating the other. Adorations of one feeds contempt for the other. You can't worship God and money both. If you decide for God, living a life of God's worship, it follows that you don't fuss about what's on the table at meal times or whatever the clothes in your closets are in fashion. There is far more to your life than the food you put in your stomach, more to your outer appearance than the clothes you hang on your body. Look at the birds, free and unfettered, not tied down to a job description, unless in the care of God, and you count for more to Him than birds. Has anyone, by fussing in front of the mirror, ever gotten taller by so much as an inch? All this time and money wasted on fashion. Do you think it makes that much difference? Instead of looking at the fashions, walk out into the fields and look at the white flowers. They never prim or shop. But have you ever seen color and design quite like it? The 10 best dressed men and women in the country looks shabby alongside them. If God gives such attention to the appearance of white flowers, most of which are never ever seen, don't you think He will attend to you, take a pride in you, do His best for you? What I am trying to do here is to get you to relax, to not be so preoccupied with getting, so you can respond to God's giving. People who don't know God and the way He works fuss around these things, but you know both God and how He works. Steep your life in God's reality, God initiative, God provisions. Don't worry about missing out. You will find all your everyday human concerns will be met. Give your entire attention to what God is doing right now. And don't get worked up about what may or may not happen tomorrow. God will help you deal with whatever hard things come up when the time comes. The Gospel of the Lord.
Good morning, this is Coffee with God. Let us listen to a short reflection on the Holy Gospel according to St. Matthew chapter 6 verses 24 to 34. Trusting beyond worry. In the Gospels, Jesus tells us to prioritize our relationship with God over our concerns and not to be overly focused on material possessions. In a world where many people are obsessed with gathering wealth, He advises us to make a deliberate choice to prioritize our spiritual well-being. Remember that money and material possessions can sometimes become so important to us that they take the place of what is truly valuable. But it's important to know that God's love is more valuable than anything money can buy. In the Bible, Jesus tells us not to worry about basic things like food, drink, and clothes. He points out that birds don't plant or harvest, yet they are provided for by God. He also talks about how beautiful lilies are, even though they don't work for their beauty. So, we can trust that God will take care of us and provide what we need. If God takes care of the birds and flowers so well, imagine how much He cares for you. He wants us to trust that everything we need will be provided. Instead of getting stressed about our everyday needs, Jesus tells us to focus on seeking God's way of life and doing what is right. He invites us to prioritize our relationship with God by seeking Him in prayer, scripture, and acts of love. Tomorrow will bring its own concerns. Live fully in the present and trust that God's grace will sustain you. Choose God over worry, seek His kingdom, and live each day with faith, knowing that He holds our tomorrows. May your day be filled with peace, purpose, and the sweet fragrance of divine love.